What's up, everybody? This is Matt Miller, and welcome back to week 2 of the Visionary Leaders Roadmap podcast. And in this episode, I'm going to be talking about the importance of building a personal brand. So what is a personal brand? According to Sprout Social, personal branding is the process of defining and promoting what you stand for as an individual. Your personal brand is a culmination of your experiences, skills, and values that differentiate you. And what does Wikipedia have to say? Wikipedia states, personal branding is a conscious and intentional effort to create and influence public perception of an individual by positioning them as an authority in their industry, elevating their credibility, and differentiating themselves from the competition to ultimately advance their career, widen their circle of influence, and have a larger impact. So I thought those definitions were really important, and all that stuff sounds really good to me. So this really showcases the importance of building a personal brand. So ultimately, what a personal brand is it defines who you are and what you do. It takes a look at your daily activities, your skill sets, what your public perception is in terms of the eyes of other people. And ultimately, it's what differentiates you and what makes you unique. And a personal brand is super important in this day and age because sure, there's resumes or you have a list of paper that shows your different accomplishments, your different skill sets, but it doesn't go as in-depth as what a personal brand truly is. So when somebody looks at somebody who's has a following on social media, they're really building a personal brand because whatever they're putting out into the world, it's defining and shaping who they are and what they stand for. So I hope I've showcased the importance of building a personal brand. So I think everybody should have a personal brand and building credibility and building their own authority. So some things that I'm doing right now is I actually just started a YouTube channel where I'm going to be creating some videos, sharing some content, and hopefully giving value to other people by explaining who I am and what I'm doing. And if you think about YouTube these days, so many people love just going on their laptop and searching different YouTube videos to understand a different skill, whether it's something that they're lacking. Maybe they have to fix their car, so they look up a YouTube video, or maybe it's just they're aimlessly scrolling, they just want entertainment. So YouTube is a super powerful platform that directly correlates to building your personal brand. Another thing that I'm doing right now is I started a podcast. So I think when you first start a personal brand, you really need to put information out there and put your message out there. So I think one of the best ways to do that is to share a podcast where you're consistently sharing your message to other people and showing your different skill sets and showing what you're working on and truly instructing and inspiring other people. I also just created a website, and that's been a big challenge for me. Is first I bought a software, it's called Kajabi, and what the software does is basically it houses the infrastructure behind building a website, creating different web pages, and then also there's different functionalities such as creating a blog. So building a website I think is super important because you think about like your YouTube channel, you think about your podcast, or you think about your social media following, whether it's Facebook or Instagram or whatever platform. But the platform and the company really owns your traffic. At any time and any day, that platform could go down. But if you're building a website and you have your unique URL, it's something that you own. So people that come into your website, it's really traffic that you own. And then once you have that traffic, then you can follow up with them. So I think building a website is super important. And then what I'm also doing right now is I'm starting to post a little bit more on Instagram and on Facebook and trying to make that, a practice that I'm doing consistently as well. Because I think the more consistently that we're putting out, content, whether it's to inspire, to instruct, to motivate, something that's positive, I think we're building credibility, we're building authority, and we're ultimately building a personal brand. So most importantly, what I think everybody should be doing on a daily basis is learning something new, consuming different content, learning a different skill, making a different daily practice, just learning and expanding. Because the more that we're able to learn and take in more information, then we can ultimately have better skills to show who we are, to build our personal brand. And a couple important things to really consider while building our personal brand is number one, being authentic. When you're authentic, you're going to start building a connection with your audience. And then the number two thing is storytelling. So if you're able to, storytell, typically you're going to get engagement and you're going to be able to relate to your customers, to your clients, to your fans. So those are two super important things. So some things to consider are, what are you guys doing to position yourself, whether it's in the marketplace or in your personal life or at your corporate job? Are you learning new skills each and every day to expand who you are? Are you, putting yourself out there? Are you being authentic? Are you storytelling? Are you trying to connect with other people? And then lastly, what makes you different? What makes you unique where you can start building a following where people are attracted to you? So I encourage everybody listening to this to go back of those 3 or 4 previous questions and write them down and try to start working on your personal brand. Awesome, and thank you for listening, and I will be returning with another episode in 1 week from today.